This episode of the Jaking Off Show is brought to you by OG Shenron's Off the Tees vintage clothing. You can find rare and unique items such as vintage psychedelic t-shirts that are designed by unique and amazing artists. A lot of this stuff is really hard to find, like band tour shirts from the 80s in good condition. New items are posted daily at depop.com/OG That's depop.com/OG where you might find something truly off the tees. You're looking at a new venue for like something that's more than Kendall's, like, or in addition to that.
Yeah, something like in addition to that, something totally like this is bigger. This is something that.
Get your face a little closer to that mic there.
Oh,
yeah. Speaking to that boy.
Yeah, this is something that is going to actually. I don't want to compete with, but rival Bricktown.
Rival Bricktown?
Yes, I want to do a showcase once or twice a month.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually go talk to Liz before the mic tonight to make sure I'm not stepping on any toes to try to just nail down the perfect night to do it.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to do one, maybe 2 Sundays a month.
Yeah.
And charge like, $10 a ticket.
Okay.
And they have a capacity of 299 people. So I'm thinking with the right comics and everything, we can sell that out.
Yeah.
And they're going to let me keep a very large percentage of the door to make the show happen and to divvy it out among the comics.
Man, that's the point.
Yeah.
I feel like that because I come from a much bigger scene.
Right.
This is a smaller scene, and I knew that from the get-go. And this place is open, whatever. If I can do comedy, I don't care where I'm at. It just happens to be here, and I got family here, so I ended up here.
Right.
The scene is smaller, but I think it's going to grow. I think it's going to grow exponentially.
I think it is growing. I think it's already growing. I think the fact that we were one of the first states to really kind of reopen might have been a mistake as far as our COVID numbers. But for the comedy scene, it's amazing. We had a lot of people coming from out of state, even a lot of big names that were just like, well, fuck, I can't do it anywhere else.
Right.
Let's go to Oklahoma and do it. And
fuck it.
I think that just kind of sped us ahead by light years. And it's just growing from here. This thing, they have the big main room, which here's a picture of that big main room.
That's a big fucking room.
Yes,
oh my God.
And they also have 2 other rooms. One they're building a little stage in. Looks like you could fit maybe 60, 70 people in. Another one is just this little lounge area with this big ass projection screen, and you could probably fit about 80 in there. And I don't know if that's included in the initial number that they gave me of $299.
Okay.
But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
And the area with the big lounge chairs and the big screen, that's their smoking area. Marijuana smoking area. Like you have to have a card to enter that room. But
okay. All right.
What I want to do is take that big main room, have all the sound and stuff in there. But then I want to have something like this, just recording the main show.
Right.
And then feed that show into those other 2 rooms.
Okay.
And maybe, charge extra for the tickets for the smoking room. Charge less for the tickets that there's nothing going on in that room, but you're just in the back somewhere watching us on a TV screen.
So I was a little thrown when you said AV and it didn't have the dash. I'm like, okay, audiovisual. Now I know what you're talking about. So I can't, because the way I learned how to do the technical stuff was literally a trial by fire.
Yeah.
I actually did not know what I was doing the first 30 episodes of this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I had no fucking clue.
Right.
Even though my mother is she's a sound engineer and was for 30 years, but this was in the analog days. This wasn't the digital days. So the technology has evolved and all that. And I'm counseling my mom for advice. And I'm like, how do I fucking record live to tape? How do I do fucking anything?
Right.
And she's like, well, what equipment do you got? Do you have XLR cables? I'm like, wait, back up. What? What are you talking about? And I was just learning how to do it, trial by fire, just learn how to use the right equipment, just make sure the right plugs are in the right place. If you put it in front of me, I could figure it out, but I couldn't tell you with words how to do it. I do with confidence, about 90% confidence that I can be the tech side of things and like kind of figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, what you're trying to do is you want to get live feed onto the TV screens and all that, right?
Yeah,
And that's basically. From what I know now, is just an HDMI connection to all the TVs. That's all I know right now. You got to have cables running through walls and shit.
Absolutely, yeah.
What I do with this is that I mute the audio on the camera and I just match the audio and sync it here. So that's smart. So that's how that works. And plus, it's really grainy and weird on there, and plus we have these little fuzzy things.
Yeah, right? I like these little.
It's better
things.
that way. And I did, man. The last one I did was on the Stereo app. Have you heard of it?
I haven't. No.
It's like it's the everyone thinks that they're Howard Stern show.
Okay.
So you could be talking to. I was talking to another comic. We were riffing ideas, and the listeners were sending in subjects for us to riff on.
I think I saw your post on that. Yeah,
it's a really good concept, but like no one's listened to it yet. But that's fine. It's the first of its kind, and I had to keep isolating the audio from the people that were chiming in because their mouth was at a certain distance, and like some people don't know how to talk into a mic, and so I had to like really isolate. Like there was a black dude with like a low booming voice. His mouth was like really close to the microphone.
Right.
I'm like, I gotta lower you down, bro.
Yeah, like you're over here trying to Teddy Pendergrass this shit.
The rest of us are fucking like trying. I'm just trying to keep a balance, you know. And with
listen, all y'all cool cats and kittens out there, listening to this Jaking Off podcast. I hope you jaking off at home right now. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we don't wear pants on this podcast. I had an impression of like an old blues guy who's like, "Hey, my name is Mashed Potatoes Johnson. I'm an old motherfucker."
That's good shit.
I had like dreams of being a voice actor for a little while, but it's competitive.
I think most of us in stand-up wanted to be a voice actor at some point because most of us are fuck ugly. I don't know if you see. This is not the graininess. This is just my face.
I'm a strong 4. I'm a strong 4 in LA, but I think I might be like a mid-strength 6, maybe 7.
Man, you're at least a 7 in Oklahoma. Chicks love the beards, dude. You got the rocket beard. You got the long hair. Dude, you're at least a solid 7 here.
One person called me a fucking insurrectionist. I was taking headshots, and I was trying to like focus on a look, and I had my hair down in the picture, and a friend, and I'm going with a consensus of my friends going like, "Hey, what look should I go for? This is like a stoner look, you know. Should I cut my hair off? Should I keep the beard? Yada yada." And one person was like, "You look like an insurrectionist." I'm like, "Oh, okay, like." I can see how that's funny.
Yeah.
But this is not a comic saying this to me, so I'm not taking it in...
That's kind of shitty, yeah.
I'm not taking that in like, humorous stride. And I'm like, oh, because I'm a bearded white? Like, that makes me that camp of white people? Like...
There's so many bearded whites, though.
I mean, I got Sieg-Heiled in West Hollywood when I shaved my head like 4 years ago. Like, if I shave my head, I'll look like those motherfuckers.
Right.
I don't want to be in that camp, so I grow my hair out, get the beard, and like look like a skinny lumberjack or whatever, and I still get called these
an
fucking
insurrectionist.
People. Yeah.
That's fucking There's so many friendly white people with beards. Most of the friendliest white guys that I know have beards.
Uh-huh.
Like
we're teddy bears.
Yes.
We're teddy bears.
Yes. All those guys at the Capitol, we can't lump y'all in with those fucking Martians.
Like I literally, like, when she said that, like, I felt like how an Arab cab driver felt after 9/11.
Man,
like, I was like, this guy's, he's not in that camp, dude. Like,
that's the weird thing about, like, 2020 and beyond is, like, this weird racial and cultural shift.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I'm a white guy.
Yes.
And I'm like, this doesn't happen to me. But like, I felt that. I was like, whoa.
All these situations over all these last few decades that like black dudes and like, you know, Arab guys and stuff like that have been like, man, y'all don't know what the fuck we go through. That shit is changing. Y'all are about to find out if you haven't already.
Yeah, like, I mean, I was picked last on the team. You know, I grew up in like a Hispanic neighborhood and all that shit. Like, oh, this gringo, this cracker, this fucking guy or whatever. And it was like, whatever. It wasn't like a problem, but just like, you look like an insurrectionist. Like, oh, shit. Slow your roll there, you social justice warrior.
Oh man.
This was like a bald like gypsy woman who's like, you know, I'm not gonna name her straight up, but it was like this was like someone who
I feel like I've seen her on Facebook. I think I know who you're talking
about. Like think pissed off dyke at the poetry slam.
Yeah.
Like real mad, like just about everything. And it's just why are we mad? Like can't we all just focus on what we have in common?
Right.
We all want the same stuff. You know?
Right. Yes, we really do.
Yeah. What a crazy bonkers. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought it would come to this? You know. And what if they were smart? You know?
Yeah.
What if they were fucking smart? What if it was black folks? There would be bodies
in the fucking streets.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you a little bit more about this, about the prospect of gaining this venue. So what did you have to do? Like, did you have to like kind of make nice with the business owner with like a proposition and stuff? Like,
I mean, it was like a 20-minute BJ, but he didn't make any eye contact. So. No, honestly, big shout out to Nikki G. I know you've met her at Kendall's.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She's working there now and had been posting a lot of pictures online about it and chatting me up about it. And I saw the size of the venue in the pictures.
Yeah.
And it just kind of clicked. So Sunday was fucking nuts. I went to Roastamania on Sunday.
Yeah.
I went actually with Austin McGinnis. And we're sitting there in the audience. Great show, by the way.
Yeah, I was there too. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And if you guys haven't seen it, check out Roastamania. I believe I'm going to be in the next one coming up here in February. So
Is it
check
always
that
the
out.
second Sunday of the month?
I think it moves around a little bit.
Moves
I'm
around?
so confused by
Yeah.
this. That's one of the reasons I really want to talk to Liz to make sure my thing lands on
Yeah.
the right night.
Yeah.
But so while we're sitting there at the show, Austin leans into me and he says, "Holy shit, Sauced is on fire."
Right. I heard about that.
Yeah. So Sauced caught fire. So their venue was on hiatus. This just so happened to be after our biggest night ever at Kendall's. Last Thursday at Kendall's, we were packed to capacity. It was nuts. We had people from Tulsa. We had people from Dallas.
I'm gonna give Fauci a heart attack.
It was insane. And so Kendall offered me a Saturday spot. He was like, "You want to do something else, something extra on Saturdays?" And I said, "Yes, but I don't know what yet. I want to
Right.
do something different if I do it, and I have to make it work with my job and my schedule. So I do want it, but I don't know what I want to do with it yet." And
Right.
then 3 days later, Sauce caught fire. So I'm giving that venue to them on Saturdays. So the sad open mic will be back. It just won't be at Sauce temporarily.
Okay.
It's going to be at
That
Kendall's.
was my next question. I'm like, they're gonna move in the meantime. While they like fix up whatever the hell
that's
happened.
one
Yeah.
thing that we are going. That's one of my meetings tonight. We're going by Kendall's after Bricktown to discuss all the details of that. So the sad open mic is still happening, folks. And then at the same time, I was talking to Jesus Flores about Don Quixote stopped doing their mic a little while back,
Okay.
and the management there is interested in possibly bringing that back. So I'm thinking a Monday or Tuesday night mic there. It just kind of snowballed into this big thing where between Nikki having this new potential venue and all these other things moving around, I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to take the reins
Yeah.
and do this and just kind of expand the scene as
that's
quickly and exponentially as I can.
That's really good because there needs to be more. Well, there just needs to be more spots to practice. Like even if it's just an open mic, like it's just another opportunity to put in the reps and get your
Right.
shit in and all that.
Right.
And I was like, because I don't want to put too many eggs in my basket.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like, okay, there's to my knowledge, there's no mic on the weekends.
Right.
There's a place called Brewski's that's right up the street.
Yes, I know
That's a-
some folks that play music at Brewski's.
Yeah,
It's
that's
good
a music
venue.
open
Yeah.
mic, and I'm thinking like, okay, what if? And it's walking distance for me. What if? And this is just a blueprint in my mind. What if I just went over there and hung out there on like Friday nights and stuff, and just got to know the staff?
Right.
I talked to Scott, who's a friend of mine who goes over there on
Scott
Thursdays.
Miles?
Scott Miles.
Scott,
yeah.
damn it, good guy.
Scott,
yeah.
damn it, in the double days.
Yeah,
Shout out
good
to
guy.
Scott.
Good guy.
Yeah, but and I was gonna like go over there and I was gonna hang out there, and I don't know how to like set up a mic. I've never done my own mic. or
Right,
whatever. I
right,
just kind of
right.
do my own thing, and I was thinking like, oh, what if I just went over there, made nice with them, and presented them with a proposition to.
Scott's
have
a great guy to
comedy
talk
mic.
to about that. Absolutely. Actually, Scott and a good buddy of his, Corey Matthews. Corey Matthews is actually who put me in touch with Kendall's. He produced the first Kendall's open mic show for me.
Oh shit!
And
cool.
then kind of thought that he was moving, so just kind of stepped back from that. But yeah, those two guys are great guys to talk to about brewskis, and they can probably get you in. A Friday night mic would be great. I don't want
Yeah.
Don Quixote's was Fridays, and I don't want to bring it back to Fridays. I'm
Right.
more focused on getting a Monday and Tuesday thing. I just want to leave Sundays open because those Bricktown showcases, and hopefully soon my showcases. But yeah, that's the main goal.
Yeah, you're climbing the ladder.
Is to get a mic every night of the week, and then as many showcases as I can get. I'm trying to set this up to where the pay scale for the comedians that are going to be doing my showcase is a little bit nicer than what we're used to.
Rather than just finger food.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
No, this is going to be. I mean, of course, it'll be dependent on how many tickets we sell for your particular show, but we're
Yeah.
talking. I don't want to throw anything crazy out there. Don't hold me to this 100%. But I'm shooting to pay you guys at least $100 per show.
Okay.
And that's
Here's hoping.
Here's hoping. Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course that'll depend on us packing out the show.
Right.
If-
I want to, I don't want to work in restaurants anymore.
Right.
I've been working restaurants like my whole life, and I get a little bit of scratch like from like my Patreon and all that, but like it's not enough. But it's something which
Yeah.
I'm incredibly grateful for. And I've got the unemployment thing going for me,
Right,
But
right.
that's gonna run out.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And I'm fucked in June.
Right.
And I don't want to be fucked in June.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
have like something that's not the bullshit minimum wage that I've just been used to. And even though that's consistent income, and I do want to like work at a dispensary that's been like in the back of my mind. And
Yeah,
my
yeah.
cousin wants to like start a business of hers or something like that. But I want to get paid to do comedy.
Yeah.
This
yeah.
is what
I
would
want to get paid to pursue your passion.
yeah, I've had so much time now to focus more on my art. Like I started my podcast 2 years ago now, when I was in between jobs.
Right.
I suddenly had more time on my hands, and now I'm like, okay, I have time to do this other thing that I've been putting on the back burner.
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
while. Let's start a fucking thing.
Right.
Got another job. I'm still doing comedy, and I'm still working my fuck shit frozen yogurt manager job. you know?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, I'm at my house to sleep.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
I'm paying rent just to sleep. I spend zero time in my own kitchen because I don't have time to cook for myself.
Right.
It's fucking like Postmates and delivery and all that shit.
Yeah.
And now I have like a little bit more time, and I need to like allocate it better.
Right.
This has been like, dude, this COVID shit's been the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's a lot of creatives. I mean, this has been kind of a blessing. Like I have more time to pursue my passion, and
Yeah.
it's not such a detrimental thing. Like it's the time is money.
Yeah.
Kind of went away this year.
Yeah, it did. It did. And I hate the fact that I'm not working. I do miss like work
Yeah.
because it's been like I've had a lot of extra time to take disassociation showers and
Right.
depression naps and shit, dude. Like,
Yeah,
I've
for
had
sure.
I've definitely had more time to like play video games and
Oh,
like, fuck
yeah.
off with all these Netflix shows that I had no time to watch before.
That's been nice.
You know,
finally getting through your video game collection of games you never finish and being able to binge some shows has been very
all I
nice,
got
yeah.
on here, I don't have like any consoles on me, but I started over my file on Dragon Quest, which is like a JRPG.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah, I
like,
played a
that's
little bit of Dragon
that's
Quest,
a
yeah.
long one. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
oh,
okay,
yeah.
I'm going to play this game on hard mode
Yeah,
and
yeah,
see
yeah.
how long that takes, I beat the whole thing in like 3 months because I would go at it for like a couple hours and I would stop.
Right,
and like
right,
some
right.
other people I know who would just be drilled
Yeah.
into the shit for like 12 hours. I'm like, that I cannot do.
See, that's how I am with Final Fantasy, which is kind of similar
Yeah,
to
same
Dragon
thing.
Quest. And yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the most amazing things I've ever
God,
played. Yeah.
so I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just need to hurry. It's like Star Wars, but worse because they're doing it in installments, but it's fucking
Yeah. It was
so-
called Final Fantasy because it was like the last fucking project.
they
that
were
the
going
guy-
bankrupt.
Yeah, they were gonna lose all their money. Like, let's just call it fucking Final Fantasy, and we'll call it a night, guys. We'll cut the ribbon, and then
Yep.
we'll shut down shop, and then it's over. And look where they're at.
Yeah, they're on them. Are like 16 or some shit with several spinoffs. Yeah.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot, but like video games is $1 billion industry, and like there's work there. But like, man, have I wasted so much time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I could have been doing other shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like my brother plays like classic WoW. a lot.
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit too much.
Right.
And he's a musician. I'm like, bro, you're wasting your potential. When you could be like working on something. That's
How
so
many
good
songs
for-
could you have written while you were doing those raids?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, like, forming a band in LA is like, you never really leave the garage.
Right,
And there's drama and stuff. And like, yes, it's fucking COVID. You can't do shit anyway. But at least you could like sort of like knock something out.
Yeah.
And not waste your time because everyone doesn't have to be productive so much anymore. And now it's like, okay, I'm not going to let this slow me down.
Yeah.
I write shit every week now.
Hell yeah.
And I just need to keep the brain fresh because if I just sit there and fuck off, then why did I move?
Yeah,
You know?
definitely.
There was in LA there was like people doing like secret shows, and you know how you like have to promote your shows and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like you shouldn't,
Yeah.
because then Garcetti's gonna find you out, and then you'll get fucking like shut down or whatever. People were doing like apartment shows, backyard shows, like for comedy, and it's like become the punk rock now, for comedy over there. But it's like, shh, don't tell anybody.
So is it like super like regulated over there? Or like...
It's been like one of the most strictest lockdowns. And yet the virus has spread the fastest over there.
Right.
And I don't know why that is. I think it's because everyone fucks off over the holidays.
Yeah.
What happens that nobody's actually from LA.
Yeah.
Me being the rare case, but like people go and fuck off to wherever the fuck they came from for a couple of weeks.
Right.
And
As they should.
They go see family and stuff, and then they bring the shit back. And all the motherfuckers that are working the essential jobs are, like mostly Hispanic people.
Yeah.
And those are the people that are getting the virus, and people think it's a race thing. Like, no, these are the only guys fucking working.
Right.
It's a lot, but it's become so strict, and there's like apartment shows, which are otherwise known as like dinner parties. Basically. And people are just trying to keep the scene going, but like it's dead, man.
Right.
It's dead. And, I joke about it. I say it in light a lot, but I mean it. It's not coming back for not a long time.
You've got literally people in Los Angeles trying to Weekend at Bernie's the comedy scene.
It's dead. And also, it's people are more sensitive out there. Like people like some of the jokes that I heard at Roast Mania were like, whoa.
Yeah, that would not fly back west.
It would not work over there. But like the thing is, it's never out of malice.
Yeah.
That's what people fail to understand is that, there's gay jokes, there's racist jokes, there's black jokes, there's Mexican jokes or whatever the fuck, rape jokes. That's a touchy one. You will straight up get booed.
Oh yeah.
Half the shit you say, man. It depends on the crowd.
I go pretty ham sometimes.
It depends on the crowd. Like I did dirty material in front of like old white ladies at a show, and I'm okay.
Man, see, I don't know what it is though, but like it's not even just a comedy thing. Old white ladies love me.
They do.
So when I do my dirty, like that was the big thing whenever that lady was talking through the first part of my set at Bricktown, and I did the joke about whether or not you should put your balls in a dick pic. She was not paying any attention to me until I said that, and then she's just like, "Yeah, put the balls in." Like she's in it to win it at that point.
Well, there's certain trigger words, like people that are fans of comedy, but they're not like God. How do I say this? Like I don't know. Like saying the word retard, is something with shock value,
right?
And all of a sudden, people are paying attention.
Yeah,
I feel like black comics have the advantage with the N-word.
Oh yeah,
based on context, like. There's something called the fuck meter. Like the more times you say it, the less power it has.
Yes.
But in the case of the N-word, it accentuates the joke,
right,
and gives it more flavor. But if it's like every other word, then like, what are you doing?
And that's something I have to watch because I feel like I lean on it just a little too much. But that's just how I talk in everyday life.
Right. I try to curb my dude, my likes, and my ums, and my fucks.
Right.
Like I want to crack the nut at the loony bin, but I hear that you have to be clean over there.
You have to be fairly clean. You have to be. I did.
That's hard.
I did my normal bit when I did the loony bin, but I just talked like more. Instead of dick, I was just like, my down there, my no square, things like that.
And that makes it less funny because you weren't certain in your authenticity.
Yes.
That,
People, when you're not genuine up there, people see it.
Do you feel like if you're losing the crowd that you N-bomb just a little bit more just to like win back? Do you
Not
feel
necessarily N-bomb. Okay, so this is one of my personal like shames of comedy. I will do what I call my Bojangles bit.
Bojangles?
So I try to like, I have my bits about the droids in Star Wars being black
right.
and the Chucky Buckets bit and stuff like that. And I have a lot of little bits like that I know are very funny, but they're more funny to white people just because. And I try not to bust those out every time. Like there'll be a lot of times where I'm like trying to do just something different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then if it's not killing, it's like, all right, let me bust out the Chitlin circuit shit.
Oh,
and,
God.
then, and then every time it turns it around and it makes me a little sad, but I'd rather do that than bombs.
I had a talk with another comic friend of mine that he's oftentimes in his material he would associate white people as the N-word.
Oh, yeah.
And like that's it depends on how you feel about it, but then he I think he called like Kevin Federline the N-word or some shit. And that made all the white people in the audience explode with laughter. And I was like, oh, wow, they feel included now?
Well, that is also
you know.
a really golden bit because if you think about just the trajectory of Kevin Federline, he's a nigga. He started off as a backup dancer, knocked up one of the most famous women in the world, pretty much dragged her life down into the dirt.
Yeah.
Had a bunch of shit with the custody of the kids. I don't think he was around for a while there. Got fat, started rocking the gold chain. Kevin Federline's a nigga.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. But it's like that kind of shit where it's just, it's dirty, it's racy. And like that shit wouldn't fly at somewhere like the Looney Bin. Whereas like bar shows, you can let it loose.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
and I like that a lot.
I want to do
more.
15 and submit for an MC spot at Looney Bin as
Right.
like a possible job opportunity.
Yeah.
And Adrian's like, yeah, good luck with that. It's going to take like 6 months. And
Yeah.
like, okay, even if it takes 6 months.
It's just
like,
because you got to ease your way in
Yeah.
with those little 4-minute clean bits. And
I
that's
want 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it has to be good.
Right,
I'm
right.
not going to give him a bomb.
You know, one of the places I started off, and it's funny because we're talking about like trigger words and like what you can and can't do at some places. When Sauce first started doing comedy, they just mixed it in with their poetry night.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Ooh, people that are very serious about the issues going on in the world.
People have been pouring out their souls and talking about rape and all kinds of very touchy subjects and throwing out trigger warnings. I'm not going to give you your trigger warning, and I'm about to talk about my penis for about 5-10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, that was.
But if you're, if are they willing? Are they knowing that it's like a half comedy mic, half like poetry slam thing? Like,
Yeah,
do
they were
know?
very good about explaining that.
Okay.
Now, with some acts, it was still just like so cringy, just like, oh, all these people in this room clearly hate you now.
Right. Right. Hey, but they're not an executive. Fuck them.
No,
know,
exactly.
who you trying to impress, really?
And they would go through all the rules and stuff, and it's like just be respectful. Don't be racist. And then I would say, hey, I'm gonna do some kind of racist jokes. I'm breaking the rules. I'm sorry, but. They would mostly be like, "You're black, you can do that." We don't care if you talk about white people.
Oh my God. But that defeats the purpose.
Yeah, no,
You
yeah,
know? Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's definitely a double standard.
I'll go from a point of privilege. I'm a white dude. I don't experience it nearly as much as a black person,
Right.
And I never am. I'm never gonna understand that, and that's fine. But I see what's going on, and the best you can do is just be mindful and
Right.
just not be malicious.
Yeah.
Or
And
try
that's
not to come off that way.
That's a big
know?
thing. Like I do some racial stuff. I do some racial stuff, but I don't feel like it's mean or malicious.
Right.
You know what I
It's
mean?
just jokes, man.
Yeah,
Chill
yeah.
out.
It's not like, I don't think anybody's gonna be like super offended, like, oh, that was fucking mean. Although, I think in this next roast, I'm going up against Sid.
Sid
Ham.
God.
I'm
Go-
not
go
100%
nuts.
sure.
Go
I've already
nuts.
started writing stuff, and I'm excited for it, but I also feel kind of bad because this is the most racial,
Yeah.
mean. Like, this is mean shit. I'm right.
But why stop at two black guys going at each other? Why not have a man and a woman go after each other?
Right.
And
I
make
think
it really crazy.
I actually think, and I don't know 100%, but I think that the other two people involved in the race, I think it is a man and a woman.
That's gonna be
And
fun.
if it's the guy I'm thinking of against the woman I'm thinking of, I'm sorry, homie. But I feel like she's gonna fuck him up. I'm very excited for
What?
this.
Because he's a guy. He, don't resort to like the jokey jokes, like, "Oh, get back in the kitchen."
Yeah,
yada,
there's
yada.
gonna be
Yeah.
that whole aspect of it to where there's just certain shit he can't do, and she's
Right.
gonna have free reign to just tear his ass up. He's
Yeah.
also a very funny comic, but he's one of the comics that's like purposely contentious with the crowd, and a lot of times that's super funny. But one thing I've learned from watching these last couple of roasts is you want the crowd on your side,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
So if he
yeah.
goes too much into that, and she has none of that, then that's gonna be tough for him.
So you know who your opponent is well in advance.
I think I know who my opponent is. Well,
Okay.
none of this is set in stone, so
Right.
I maybe shouldn't have said any of this, but fuck it, who cares?
But you're also going up. I mean, because let's say you make it to the next round and you've known about your opponent for
Yes.
some time.
Yes.
Now you have 0 time
Yes.
with your next opponent.
Right.
That makes it more difficult.
Well, I'm just gonna write jokes about all of them.
That's fair. Yeah.
I majority of the jokes that I've written so far are about Sid, and like I said, I apologize in advance, Sid. In real life, I love you. Some of this shit is just mean. Like I told some of these jokes to my girlfriend, and she was just like, "Oh, babe."
Oh no.
But yeah, no. So but I have already started writing jokes for these two other people, and I'm not even 100% sure if they're actually in the show or not. So
I like the new format.
Yeah.
Who came up with that? Was that Adrian?
I think
Was
that's
that,
all Adrian. I'm
that's all
pretty
him?
sure,
That's
yeah.
a good format because
Yeah.
you roast, I roast, or like everybody goes up once or 3 times or whatever it was, and
Right.
then it's a minute rant. He told me about
yes,
the
the rant
And I'm
has
going,
been. And honestly, the one this last Sunday that made it so much like so many of those battles were neck and neck, or there was one or two where it was like, oh, this person's getting crushed, and then that rant totally changed it. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That 1 minute rant, I think is that's huge. That's
And,
extremely.
you,
helpful.
you know what I do every week.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll if I am given the opportunity one day,
Right.
I really love cutting loose.
Yeah, yeah.
On people.
Oh, yeah.
Truth be told, I don't memorize my lines. When you see me like screaming in the car, my
Right.
notebook is on my lap,
Oh yeah.
and I roll it continuously. I look down. And then I'd like try to like remember the line, and then like I go and scream it. So, but like, granted, you can kind of have the liberties of the Notebook in
Right.
a roast. Like that is allowed.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not
oh,
usually
yeah.
allowed, but
For sure,
you could
for
go
sure.
with that. But
Well, I think they even have like the 2 stools set up on stage, so you could easily just drop your notebook in that stool and just like
I'll if because I actually have 2. I'm in the middle of writing 2 rants at the same time because
Yeah.
I'm just in a different mindset. If I can get down 3 pages
Right.
by tomorrow afternoon,
Yeah.
then I'm good. I have like maybe a page and a half.
Oh, wow,
and
yeah.
I haven't made my edits yet.
yeah,
And it's just, man, and last week I didn't have shit to talk about, and then like the Capitol shit happened. I'm like, okay, there's my subject.
Right? Oh,
You know?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, lucky, because I didn't have anything, and now I'm like forcing myself to keep writing material,
Right,
rather than
right.
just recycle the same old shit.
That has
Sometimes
been one of the greatest things for comedy writers about all this fucking craziness. It's like something drops in your lap at least once a week. Like,
Oh yeah, and I'm like taking it as a sign, but I also wanted to be like politically neutral because that ain't my shit. You know,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's divisive in nature.
Right,
you know,
right.
and especially in these parts. you
yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah.
You can maybe shit about Trump like maybe once.
Yeah.
But then like that's it. Every late night show has done that already. It's all been done.
Yeah.
And like now he's about to leave, and it's like, okay, do we keep making fun of the next guy because that's fair?
Right,
You
right.
know, I don't like Joe.
No, not at all, no.
I voted for him, but
Yeah.
I bit my tongue while I was doing it.
Right,
So I
right.
feel like because now a Democratic president is being elected, and I live in a red state now.
Yes.
That's the easy way
Right.
to write jokes.
Oh, yeah,
I would
yeah.
rather go into the difficult direction.
Right, right,
Because
right.
everybody's going to be thinking about all that shit. and I want to go with something out of left field and
Yeah,
surprise
yeah.
motherfuckers.
Right,
you
right,
know?
right.
It's hard, but I'm just gonna keep doing these things every week, and whatever's hot in the news or whatever's hot in the news cycle or whatever.
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah.
like, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm not gonna hold back.
Right,
You
right.
know?
Yeah, no, nor should you. I think my approach to Biden is going to be pretty much the same as it was to Trump. I'd never want to go political unless it's just super fucking funny. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so I'll stay away from it. But if he does or says something one week that it's just like that's too good to not
Too good
say
to ignore.
something.
Like, you
yeah.
do topical opens.
Yeah,
like you talk
yeah.
about the Nate Robinson fight. You were
Right.
talking about God, what else? I talked about like the election on a November
Yeah,
open
yeah.
mic. I'm like, it's not going to be permanent, but it's something
Right,
to like
right.
cover myself for at least 2 minutes so I can practice that new joke I wanted to try or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, 4 minutes is like, I want to feel like it's not enough time.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
why 4? Like I'm used to 5.
Right,
you
right.
know, but 4 seems like a strange number to me. But there's also so many people going up. Too.
Yes, yes. And
know?
it does seem like a strange number. And to be 100% honest, at first I hated it. I hated it right up until I did that guest spot at Roastamania. And then it was just like, okay, the formula works.
How much time did you do?
I did. That was the one part about it, and I'm not complaining, Bricktown. I love y'all. I'm not bitching too much, but that was the one thing about it that drove me nuts. I was supposed to do 20, and then I got there, and they're like, "You can't do 20. You can do 10 to 12." And I was like, "I'll do 12 then."
Diced you in
Take
half.
it.
Yeah.
And then they came up to me like last minute, like right before I went on, and they're like, "Hey, do you think you can do 17?" I should have been like, no, but I can do 20. But no, I was like, yeah, I can do 17. So that just kind of, it threw my timing off a little bit, but I still got through it. But yeah, 17 minutes. But the reason I say the formula works is, you've talked about this a lot. It's an exercise. You're exercising that muscle. And at that point, the way I approached that show was really those 4 minutes at a time. Like that was me perfecting certain bits and finding the funny in certain bits.
Yeah.
And then I just rolled it all together into now 17 minutes. And it just, everything felt natural. Everything felt great. And it was from doing those shorter sets. Plus, catching people's attention and getting laughs to the point where you can really feel like you're killing it. If you can do that in 4 minutes, doing 10, 15 is easy. You know what I mean?
You managed to make a couple of bucks when I hosted.
That's one of my favorite new things, man. If I
was
need lunch
rough.
money, I'll just do that bit and take my shirt off and at least make $2 or $3.
That was rough, and I hated it. No, I don't want to say I hated it. I think it was a humbling experience.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Small crowd, end of the year.
Yep.
There's shit's still hot in the news right now. Not everybody's like in the best place. Seasonal depression.
Yeah.
all that
Oh,
sort
yeah.
of thing. You know, it's not the best timing.
Right.
I'd say, but I think I gave myself too much hype.
Yeah.
So when I felt that I bombed,
Right.
and then like I felt that everyone else bombing was my fault because that was the energy that I put
Oh,
out
no,
there.
no.
I thought it was all my fault, and I was kicking myself the entire time.
No, I feel like most of that audience was just, oh, hey, they're open type thing. I don't think that it was
go
a
in here.
planned.
Oh, it's free. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
not
And
expecting much.
man, one thing, and I know you went on at the beginning, so this wasn't wasn't a part of that really, but one thing that really, really got me, I think I went on like 16th or 17th that night or
Yeah,
something
you were
like
like
that.
second to last.
There were so many comics, and I get those nights are frustrating. They're really frustrating. There's so many comics that were just like kind of attacking the room.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
That doesn't help
doesn't-
anyone. That
help
doesn't
anybody.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
like
don't want to turn on them.
that's why a
you
big
know?
chunk of my set was just like, I don't know what they're talking about. Fuck them. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I didn't love those guys,
Right,
but
you lied through your teeth. But
yeah,
like,
but like
you
you
reset
gotta
the
try to bring them back on our
Yeah,
side.
you reset the room, and that was really good. And I'm really glad that you did that.
Yeah.
At least the whole thing just wasn't a
Right.
shit show. As soon as you start talking shit to the audience.
Yeah.
Like some people were doing some crowd work or whatever, and like that can go either way.
Right.
But, I mean,
But when you're straight up asking the audience, why are you guys even fucking here?
yeah.
Oh, come on, guys.
And part of me wanted to say, like, maybe it's because we're not funny tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're not on top of our game. But at the same time, they give us the energy that we need to be hot, you know.
And it is also hard to be on top of your game when you're looking out at like 7 to 10 people.
Yeah.
To me, those are the tough sets for me. Like, even if I do well, I'm way more nervous and way more just self-conscious and everything when there's like just a handful of people in the audience than when that pace is like jam-packed.
Yeah.
It's almost like a wound, you know what I mean? Like a smaller wound, you feel every little bit of that shit. You hit hard enough, you go into shock, and it's just like, I don't know, it all...
I mean, it's almost good to bomb in front of a small crowd.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, that's painful, but man... it hasn't happened to me yet.
Yeah.
But I haven't bombed in front of a big crowd.
Let's knock on wood. I haven't either, but
that is a pain that will make people want to quit.
I can imagine.
I know people who have like gone on the road and done like, you know, Zanies or Hilarities or whatever, like in Cleveland and all these other places.
Right.
Where you know, a homie of mine, he's like a feature act for like some bigger headliner, I forget who it was. But he bombed.
Yeah.
He bombed doing like a 15-minute bomb.
Oh.
That sucks.
Oh.
He got paid.
Right.
You know, he got the money. So,
right.
But it's like, I don't deserve this.
But man, if you're bombing like hard,
It's
you know how
really
hard it is to not just say fuck it after like 5 minutes and just be like, all right, whatever, I'm done. You guys have been a great crowd.
At least you can kind of coast with 4 minutes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and just, you know, run out the clock, wait for the light, and just go at the light. And be like, oh, you guys have been terrible. All right.
Right.
Good night,
Yeah.
guys. Like,
what do you do? Just start throwing Hail Marys? Like, just
you reach. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
I've failed hard enough to. I've made the mistake of in LA. It's pay to play.
Yeah.
You got to pay $5 to do 5 minutes. Most of these places.
Right.
And one time I did. I paid $5 to do 5 at an open mic. I did 2.
Oh yeah.
Because I bombed
the
first 2, and I was a greenhorn, you know, and I'm just like, oh man.
Yeah.
This joke killed at Flappers and near Full House, but the same joke isn't working at all because I'm thinking, oh, the audience is other comics waiting their fucking turn.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
it's different.
yeah.
They're thinking about their shit. You know, they're not really listening.
They don't give a
to you,
shit what you're saying.
You know? And with bigger crowds, you know, the jokey jokes can kind of work more to your favor. Like, man, even like street jokes. Like,
Right.
I mean, I want to stay original. But sometimes the memes slip out a little bit.
Right,
and I catch myself and I go, oh, I hope nobody in here like lives on the internet. Like,
Right.
I hope nobody caught that. Like it's called sponge braiding.
Yeah,
It's not exactly joke theft, but
Right.
I try to stay away from the internet like night of a show.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
if it's on my mind, it lingers in there, and
For
that
sure.
little bit might save me.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm bombing, and I'm like, oh fuck, that wasn't mine, but it killed. So fuck it, no one's calling me out. Okay. All
And
right.
see, I never really like word for word just do a meme as the joke, but I have done a meme as like a build up or a premise to a joke, and I hate even doing that. It's cringy for me, but
That
I
doesn't
have gone
count
there.
so much.
Yeah.
But it's still like, that's not mine.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
mine.
Like even the premise, and it does bother me when I do that. But sometimes, damn it, like
Mm-hmm.
I had one. There was that whole joke about, you know, the older generation calling our generation lazy, and and then our generation replies with, "Well, you guys used to have cocaine and soda, so
Right, yeah.
And I did a joke about that, and I was just like,
if you structure it a certain way, like I think you can get away with it.
yeah,
you know?
I think my bit was, well, yeah, that makes sense. If you're over there doing bumps of liquid cocaine for 5 cents a pop all willy nilly,
Yeah,
no wonder they danced like that back then. The
Oh, yeah.
jitterbug, that's a fucking coked out dance right there. Yeah. And that was really more about that explains why they danced so wild.
If
back
you can
then.
add to it, I think you become forgiven. I think the
Right.
comedy gods will forgive you if you
Right.
can add to it.
I hope
You
so.
know,
I
yeah.
hope so.
The Carlins, the George Carlins, the Sam Kinnisons out there. I've never seen Sam Kinison live. I missed the boat on that, but
Right.
man, he is such a heavy influence on
Oh,
me.
man. Yeah,
And
yeah.
You know how you try to find your voice as
Yeah.
a comic, and you draw from who inspires you, the Chappelles, the Dave
Oh, yeah.
Attels, the Rogans, or whoever the fuck.
Right.
And then like I'll catch myself going like, I think I'm screaming a little bit too much.
Doing a little too much Sam.
My Sam Kinison is showing, guys. I should like calm down a little bit, like because that's my thing. That's what I fucking do. But I catch myself and I go like, is that me?
Right.
In my genuine like frustration on the things that I talk about?
Yeah, yeah.
Or am I copying?
Well, a lot of the
someone,
vibe
you know?
I get when you're doing that, a lot of the time, I do feel like it is totally you. Like, yeah, like, especially.
It gives me strength. Thank you.
Yeah. Especially like some stuff when you're doing like the breakdowns about 2020, where you're just like, fuck. Like,
Yeah.
that's you. That's not Kinnison.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And the reason I love that is because I take a darker side to humor.
Yeah.
And with the shit that's going on now, like the worse the quality of life goes, the better my comedy is.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm afraid like, what if we're gonna be better? You know, we're gonna be fine. You know, but then it's like, I think my material's gonna suffer.
Right.
If we start like, can we keep this apocalypse going so I can stay funny? Like, I want bad shit to keep happening.
There's a bit in that too. There's definitely.
Oh yeah, there's
a bit
something
in
there.
that.
I talked to John. I talked to John McMillan on his Instagram live once, and we were just riffing. We were just like talking shit, and I'm writing down. As we're talking, I'm writing down jokes, and he was like, "Oh, you're not fucking around." and he goes like, "Oh, you're that type of motherfucker." And I go like, "Yeah. There's always something.
Right.
There's always something." I would write shit down on the fly. I'd be taking a shower.
Yeah.
And I'd run out butt ass naked and go like, "There's something there." I came up with something in the shower, and like my notebook's all wet and shit.
John is always surprised by how about it somebody is on an idea. I think we discussed like collaborating on music one time, just in passing. And now I kind of feel like he was joking about it. But the next time I saw him, I had like 2-3 ideas for samples and like started writing verses. He's just like, "Oh, you weren't playing." Like,
like I thought we were just like riffing about like, you know, a potential idea. I'm like, yeah, but it can make money.
Yeah,
one day.
yeah,
you know?
that's one of my biggest problems. Like, especially right now when like comedy is really kind of taking off. I'm doing well. I'm at least starting to gain traction. I keep wanting to do every other passion project that pops in my head. I'm like, I want to make these T-shirts. I want to make these masks. I want to make my mixtape. Like,
right.
It's just like, dude, just fucking focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, you want to have your branding and stuff, but then it's like, okay, who's gonna buy it?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you might. I thought about getting like stickers and T-shirts and stuff. I want to get a flag for my podcast logo, replace this thing, and like put my logo on there.
Hell yeah.
I want to do that. It'll cost me like $60, and like I'm down.
Right.
But that's not really like merch. That's just in addition to the investment that I've made.
Yeah.
With like buttons and T-shirts and stuff, you might be sitting on a box full of buttons.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
And this is the furthest I've ever been from home.
Right.
You know, if anybody back home is gonna buy any of my shit, you gotta ship it out. You gotta do all that stuff. When you charge, you know, you gotta charge it right. Like, do your fans want to buy a button?
Yeah.
And put on their stuff. You know, I think. How long have you been doing this?
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
I think you gotta do like once comics hit the 10-year mark.
Right.
I think that's when merch can finally become like a viable thing.
Well, my plan
You know?
with the merch, at least the shirts, is to design them, throw them up on my website, and do pre-orders.
Yeah.
And that
what-
we'll see what comes from that, and kind of get an idea from there, and maybe just have like 5 to 20 shirts at a show, and just lay them down on a table, and just be like, here, if you want them, $20 a pop, something like that.
Yeah. But then you need a merch guy. Well, you got a girlfriend, so I mean,
Yeah. And I have actually like a few people that I can probably get this stuff done dirt cheap for fairly high quality. I'm a little frustrated about the masks. I was like, the masks are gonna sell. Throw my logo on some masks, and then
they're gonna sell, but this shit won't
fucking
last forever.
Pfizer. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, this shit's not gonna last forever.
No, exactly. Like
Yeah.
right when I'm getting to the point where I'm about to actually be able to produce this stuff and put it out, the masks are not
Maybe
be
last March, yeah.
Yeah, it would have been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there's a new strain that's coming out of South Africa, and Japan, and the UK. I mean, I don't think we're anywhere close to being out of the woods yet. But,
I think we're gonna kind of get a little bit more normalcy, hopefully this year. But I don't think the masks are. I really don't think the masks should go away anytime soon. Let's just fucking play it safe.
Yeah,
you know
play
what I
it
mean?
safe. Yeah, they're not going to go away anytime soon. But
Yeah.
don't produce so much that you're going to have a bunch of them laying around.
Oh
yeah. That's going to be the staple of the 2020s.
For sure,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
mask. Like for some people, it's like the fuzzy dice and the rear view mirror,
Right,
and all that.
right.
Like we have the fucking mask.
Yeah,
you know. But I don't know, people around these parts don't take it that seriously.
They do
some
not
people
like
are
the
just-
masks.
Some people are just often I don't give a fuck land that they think oh, this is a muzzle, it's an infringement on my rights. Like, dude, it's just calm down.
And I don't want to give away too much about my bit tonight. I would do a little bit about this, but this is also the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And you have I literally, this is part of my bit, but I literally had a very super Christian anti-masker come to my work and almost demand that I take my mask off. She's like, if you believe in Jesus, he's going to save you from the coronavirus.
Yeah, he's going to save you pretty fucking fast.
I don't know what church you're going to, but
Yeah.
they are throwing out some dangerous ideas there. I think the whole purpose of that religion is for you to go to heaven after you die from the coronavirus. I don't think Jesus is supposed to pop in like some superhero and rescue you
I'm
from
a pagan,
Yeah.
Valhalla awaits me.
Right,
It's coming. We all die, man.
Right,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
die. But this whole the kingdom of heaven, that's the place to be, right? But,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
you want to live a full life?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And there's some factions of Christianity that are like, oh, it's God's will, it's God's work, and I'm like, well, did you know that you can also control your own destiny?
Yes,
Did you
you
know
can.
that? I don't know if you knew this, Brandon, but you can do what you enjoy doing and pursue and not have it be in someone else's hands.
I was not
You
aware.
know?
I was not aware.
God or the devil or the spaghetti monster in space or whatever the fuck you believe in. It's not. Whether they're here with you or not, but you're here now.
Let's not insult the Pastafarians, okay? That is one religious group I don't want any beef with. The
Pastafarians.
Pastafarians.
That's good. That's good. I like that. Hey, man, we got some oregano.
no, I'm it's hilarious, but when you get a chance, this is a real religion.
Pastafarians.
The Pastafarians.
Get the fuck outta
This is
here.
a real religion. It's a
Where?
real thing. I mean, all over the place, I guess. I don't think they have a country of origin. It's a legit thing.
Do they gather at Othello's?
They
and shit?
they worship the flying spaghetti monster.
It flies now.
It
Oh, great.
flies. It does fly.
I mean Jedi's a thing in Australia.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
a real thing,
Yeah.
like a religion.
Yeah, in Australia, Jedi is a religion.
If I weren't arachnophobic and it weren't filled with just hellish,
Shit
monstrous
that's trying to
fucking
kill you.
animals, then
Yeah.
I would love to move to Australia.
Well, they're open. There's a scene there.
Yeah.
Dude, I would make Instagram posts late at night, but it's the middle of the day over there.
Yeah.
And comedians over there
Right.
would like my shit. I'm like, who are these fucking people from Australia that are liking my stuff? I'm like, oh, I'm posting at 2 o'clock in the morning and it's noon over there. or some
Right,
shit,
right.
And they're out and about and stuff. I get likes from some dude in Sydney or whatever.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, I could go to Sydney one day.
Right.
Ah.
Australians are awesome, by
Mm-hmm.
the way. I love just Australian people in general. They're fucking amazing. I think Rebel Wilson is Australian.
Yeah, Rebel
She's
Wilson's
fucking
Australian.
Awesome.
They're British Texans.
Yeah. Yes.
They're fucking wild.
Yes, they are wild as fuck, but they're all I've never met or seen in the public eye just a complete dickhead of an Australian. Just a guy that's just
Me neither. No.
they're always like, "Oh yeah, good on you, mate." They're so friendly.
They're nice and they're tough. And
Yeah.
it turns out that you don't have to have a prison record to go live there
Right.
anymore.
There's this guy. He's on TikTok. Amazing fucking voice. I am completely heterosexual, but I am gay for this dude's voice. Sam Ryder. He sings just a bunch of little pop songs and stuff. A lot of them are female songs, but this is just for no reason a plug for him. Go check out Sam Ryder on YouTube or TikTok. He's amazing. Great voice. Australians are awesome. I don't know.
They're good, man. They're good and good. They're tough as fuck. You know,
Tough
they're
as
just
nails,
they're just
yeah.
tough people. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like I got soft living in the West Coast my whole life.
Right.
Weather's just beautiful all the time.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like Instagram influencers everywhere. They're offended by the word faggot or all that. And, you know, I don't like saying that word a whole lot either. You know, it is a hurtful word, but it's also like, stop being a fucking faggot.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, like I'm gonna get canceled by the 12 people that listen to my podcast back home now.
Oh, okay. Back home, I was like, no one in Oklahoma is canceling you for saying the word faggot.
and that's such a fucking like hacky term. I'm gonna get canceled for this. Like,
Yeah.
she didn't even write the pilot yet.
Right.
Like, you didn't even write the pilot yet, dude. Like, people are so worried. Like, they're just not your people.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? And that's the best part.
And really, like, cancel culture isn't as strong as it seemed to be before.
No,
So, like,
it's-
when the Me Too movement was at its strongest, that's when motherfuckers were worried. But just about everybody I've seen that was supposedly canceled has come back in some fashion.
Louis C.K.'s back.
Louis C.K.'s back, which is good.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but you should not be canceled for jerking off in
Yeah.
your own hotel room, no matter who was
Yeah.
present. Maybe if there was a child or something. But
Yeah, but like, you know, maybe mistakes were made or whatever, but like, you know, he didn't rape anybody. you
No,
know, it wasn't
exactly.
Out of malice.
and
All
I'm
is forgiven.
surprised that story wasn't so much shorter. Like, he pulled his dick out and I went, ew, and left. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's all that needs to be said. And like guys like Dave Chappelle, you know, he toes the line, and the whole
Yeah.
job of a comedian is to walk the line. And
right,
sometimes
we're
cross that bitch,
supposed
you
to
know?
push the envelope.
Yeah, and for us, you know, it feels like we're restricted on our, you know, our First Amendment rights and all that stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like I said before, you know, you want to be mindful, but the whole point is to observe and report
Right.
in an absurd fashion.
Right.
And some motherfuckers are gonna get offended. It's gonna happen. But there's so many different flavors of comedy.
Yes.
We're like, change the channel.
And the shitty thing for comedy in particular, the thing that really fucked us up is just like at some point it shifted away from, I don't like this person or what they're saying, so I am not going to watch them.
Right.
And now it's, I don't like this person or what they're saying, so I'm not going to watch them, and you shouldn't either. And if you
Right.
do, you're a piece of shit.
But bad press is good press.
Yes.
You know,
Yes, this is true.
I've thought about it's not the angle that I've taken, but I've thought about being the shock value type of person, the agent of chaos,
Right.
just to get that bad press.
Just, yeah.
I'll say it. JP Sears. They had the preview of some of the comics that are coming to Bricktown.
Yeah.
And you know, there was Mark Norman.
Yeah.
And like there was like funny guys and all that. And then it shows his clip. Nobody laughed.
In the original audience of the recording, yes, dead silence. I noticed.
Right.
I was just like, oh.
It's like, why are we showing this? And I'm trying to figure out like why is it this guy? You know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he gets a lot of YouTube views and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
And he's not my particular flavor.
Yeah.
But he did a bit on YouTube about like the COVID shit.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, okay. Like
Yeah.
it's like we know, but now he's like challenging the science.
Yeah.
I think he's joking about it, but like he's fucking with the science of it. And like
Yeah.
you're a comedian. Make fun of the shit. Don't like act like you're the guy that knows everything.
Right.
You know? And so I don't care for him.
Right,
I don't
right.
want to put him down.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to like cancel JP Sears. He's not funny.
Right,
Or whatever.
nothing like
want-
that, yeah.
It's not like that. That's just not my flavor. I'll go watch someone else.
It's just
You know?
crazy to me though that is the exact clip that they used. Like,
Yeah,
there's
why?
got to be at least something in his repertoire where he's at least getting a laugh.
I mean, he's a headliner, you know? There's something better than that. What was he talking about? Like, I don't know what, I forget the bit, but he was talking about like social media or whatever. And I'm
Yeah.
looking at this whole crowd. I'm like, this is like an older crowd. You
Right,
know?
right,
You
right.
know, there's not many, like, that's the kind of material that caters to like teenagers.
yeah.
And shit, you know?
I've
Maybe it's 'cause
never
he's
seen a
YouTuber.
joke in a promo video fall that flat.
Yeah, that was rough.
It was.
You know what? I also feel bad because there was like a technical thing with the checks.
Oh yeah.
I ran.
Oh yeah.
I feel bad and I ran and I want to make it up to him.
Yeah.
I want to make it up to him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, I didn't get my food and drink when I hosted.
Oh yeah.
So I think I could, because I just didn't go get it.
feel like it should be a wash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's a wash.
Yeah,
I still
yeah.
feel bad
Yeah.
because I'm like, I'm not gonna hang out here and look for a fucking check that's gonna take like God knows how long.
If it makes you feel better,
Mm-hmm.
I paid extra.
You did?
I did. So I paid in there but I got my beer at the bar, and I only had one beer the whole night. So I paid for everything back there because they were having all their issues, and I was like, hey, if I pay cash, is it easier? So I paid for all that.
Yeah.
And then I went back up there to the front and started just chopping it up, and the bartender's like, hey, you owe me for a beer. I was like, oh, I paid back there. And she was like, nah, you got to pay. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not going to,
And I want to support the business, too.
Exactly.
There was I want to get there, early enough so I don't have to, pay for the parking or whatever, or park in the back alley or something like that.
Yeah.
And, those spots should be reserved for, the regular-ass people that want to go and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I think I've put... if I've put my money into any business, it's been there.
Oh, yeah.
I want to support it. And I think Adrian told me once, I can hook you up with it on a guest list or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That's fun and nice. But, I do want to pay to support the thing.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I go to Kendall's to do my time over there, and thank you for that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I just put a couple bucks in the tip jar. I don't drink. I don't fucking drink, and soda makes me bloated, and I end up making a bunch of trips to the bathroom, and I want to be sharp, and, on it, And I'm so used to the pay to play thing,
that
hey, you know what? This you're putting on a show, you're making motherfuckers laugh. I just want to give you $5 just because I feel so lucky, Because I couldn't fucking do it.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it in LA.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a long fucking time before it comes back. Possibly another 2 years.
Yeah.
And businesses that have failed are not going to come back. And also, who's going to buy that property?
Right.
The Comedy Store? Whew, man. Please stay alive, Comedy Store. We need you.
Yeah.
And because they're right next to a place called the Saddle Ranch, which has patio seating and an outside restaurant.
Right.
They were able to operate. But the Comedy Store is not a restaurant.
Yeah.
It's an entertainment venue.
So they had to shut down.
Fuck. But they do serve food.
Yeah.
So, why not?
Right.
Why not?
And it's got to be a state thing because that's how a lot of places spun it here. I'm pretty sure that's how Bricktown spun it here.
Yeah, it's got to be a state thing. There's another place back home called the Ha Ha Cafe, a comedy club, outside seating, but they won't let them use the balcony. They're just wasting space, and they're back on rent, and they can't make a little bit of scratch on
crazy.
something.
Yeah.
It's insane, and I just can't be a part of it anymore, and I feel like I went AWOL
by
leaving. And, maybe I'll come back in 5 years.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave before the pandemic. I wanted to get good out here.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Oklahoma, but this is the nucleus.
Right.
I could go anywhere in any direction. Like Christy's good. She's gonna be in Utah or some shit. At the end of the month. She goes down to Texas. She goes to Missouri and all that.
Yeah.
And she hustles, man. And I want to live that life, the nomadic life. But she's told me the pros and cons about it.
Right.
And a lot of it's sometimes sleeping in your car.
Yeah.
If you didn't make enough on the Postmates for a hotel and stuff. But that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in the same place twice.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have keys to an apartment,
And honestly, if you set it up right, this would be a good just hub just to lay your head. And every couple of weeks, I'm going to go to this state. I'm going to go to that state.
Yeah.
I honestly think that's one of the things me and my girl have been toying with is just saving up some money. And instead of getting our next just regular vehicle, just buy a fucking RV.
Yeah, that's the move.
Find a place to park it. We'll still live in the state, but whenever we want to get up and go and do a little impromptu tour,
that's the move.
Another 2 or 3 comics want to hop on and throw in some gas money. Let's fucking go.
Let's
know what I mean?
Fucking tour, dude.
That's really what I want to do.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah. I hear a little birdie told me that Billings, Montana might be the next secret spot.
Really?
If this shit does not improve, if it goes the other way and it gets fucking worse, Billings, Montana is a small, kind of purple town. Not liberal, not conservative, but there's it's a mix of both. It's a small town, kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's a little tiny scene out there, and it's right next to Yellowstone.
Right.
And if that shit blows up, I don't want to survive that apocalypse.
Yeah, seriously.
I want it to be over quick.
Let me just be right next to it so I get hit in the blast radius.
Billings is the spot. Boise is another secret spot. If it goes worse, then my game plan is also an RV.
Well, Chappelle's opening his own little club in Ohio.
Yeah, he's got his
and right now he's got his little comedy combine. I guess I don't know what you call it, but
I think that's what comedy comics are gonna do.
Yeah, just
And
have a little.
It's all Rogan's fault that they all went to Texas.
Right.
I think he
right.
fucked up.
Yeah, I think he did too.
Because Texas is surrounded by states where weed is legal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucked up, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But who am I? Who am I? You know, maybe Tony Hinchcliffe and Rogan moving to Austin is better, because then maybe you get desperate motherfuckers out here in OKC
Right.
that think they can be like headliners and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Just kind of go over there for a little while. Get out of the way. Yep.
But before we get up out of here and wrap this up, as of this recording, it's my 2-year anniversary
Yeah.
of stand up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
It's my 2-year anniversary, dog.
Hell
And
yeah.
the podcast is a year and a half old, and it's only gotten better.
Hell yeah.
It's a slow climb, dude.
Right,
and
right.
I am nowhere near being satisfied with the results yet.
For
but
sure.
It's just a whole like, just keep going.
Oh yeah.
Do
Oh,
not
yeah.
give up.
Put
You're
in the
doing a good
reps.
thing. You're doing a good thing too, man.
For sure. Thank you.
We will look back on this one day, and we
Yes.
will go, that's where we were. We didn't give up during a pandemic.
Right.
And I have a very strong feeling that Oklahoma City might be not the next hub,
Right. Right.
but I think because New York's dead, LA's dead,
yes.
people are moving more towards the center of the Midwest, and these
Right.
people are hungry out here.
Oh yeah.
They want to laugh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They want it, dude.
I mean, nowadays everybody needs it too. They really, really do need
Yeah.
it. So
I'm excited to be a part of the journey with you, man.
Me too.
This will be out. What day is it? It's Wednesday. This will be out by like Friday. Or if not Friday, then like Saturday morning. And
Okay.
I'll post up a little clip.
Cool.
And we'll promo it and get people to listen to it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I will literally go to my girlfriend's bar, hijack people's phones, hold it up to their faces, and make them watch it.
I don't know if they got an hour, but I'll post up.
They'll have an hour.
They'll have an hour.
They'll have an hour for me.
Like, smoke some weed with me.
Yeah, exactly. Let's check this shit out. We're all gonna watch it together on our phones individually because we getting these numbers up. But let's all watch this.
All right, well, let's go to Bricktown and make motherfuckers laugh.
Let's
man.
do it. Let's kill
do it.
this
All right,
shit.
let's wrap
Hell
this
yeah.
bitch up. All right.
Thanks
Okay,
for
thanks.
having
Bye,
me.
everybody.